Hello and welcome to the solar eclipse in Scorpio happening on the 25th of October, and it's a partial solar eclipse and it's happening at 2 degrees Scorpio at 10:49 a.m. that's UK time. So yeah, we've just entered Scorpio season, and this is the month of transformation, marked by the very powerful solar eclipse in Scorpio. So every month we have a new moon and a full moon, but during eclipse season, which is happening right now, the new moons and full moons are very powerful, being a solar eclipse, and then we've got a lunar eclipse happening in November. So they are literally like new moons or full moons on steroids. And if you imagine, new moon and a full moon can be likened to our life story, with new moons and full moons representing, new sentences or new chapters. Well, with solar eclipses and lunar eclipses, they're more like new books, and they link up with things that were happening 19 years ago. So they come in a series, a Saros series. So with this eclipse season, you could look back and see what was happening 19 years ago and see if there's any echoes of some kind of similarity or some theme going on. And eclipses are like, they're like walking through a new door, but before you walk through a new door, you have to make sure the other door, the old door, is closed. So this is very much what an eclipse is. And what they do is they draw attention to that which we've brushed under the carpet, like blind spots that we may have. But they are, on a kind of deeper level, they are really great times for new beginnings, breakthroughs, growth, new patterns, creating new patterns, banishing old patterns. And at this particular eclipse, we've got Venus playing a very starring role. So Venus slides into Scorpio just before the eclipse. So this particular eclipse, it has got a very strong relationship theme. Venus in astrology is relationships of all kind. It's the things we value. It rules money, finances, beauty, the arts, all of these things, talents, and this is going to be quite an important theme with this upcoming Scorpio eclipse. And if I first of all talk about the Scorpio themes for this eclipse. So with Scorpio, you've got all that is metaphysical, okay, and it's the unseen world, and isn't it interesting that it ties in just before Halloween, just before the time when the veils between our world and the other worlds is so thin. And this is when Scorpio season is every year. And with Scorpio, it's all about things that we share with other people. It's those bonds that we have, those emotional bonds with others, those financial bonds. All of these things are going to be a theme right now in your life. So it could be, for example, a new relationship. It can be reviving an existing relationship. It can be something to do with a partnership with somebody. It's Scorpio is also it's money you have with other people. It's resources that you share with others. And Scorpio also has a esoteric theme. It's about going deeper. So on a beauty level, it's not judging a book by its cover, not just looking skin deep, going right into the core of the true sense of what beauty really is. I mean, Scorpio is all about the soul, it's all about the soul depth. So this is a great time for deepening relationships with other people, being real. Scorpio is all about getting really real. So it's about taking off those glasses, those rose-colored glasses, and seeing things for what they really are. So all of these can be themes in your life right now. We have Mercury is also playing a starring role in this eclipse. So Mercury in Libra, it's trying to kind of make sense of something. It's coming up with a decision. So you could find around this time that important decisions are made. Things that you've been mulling over. Finally, you're able to make a good decision about something and feel more confident about it. And as Mercury is now moving direct, you'll feel more comfortable with that, now that Mercury is not retrograde. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go through each sign, and I'm going to do a very brief kind of eclipse horoscope for you. But just before I do that, we're also going to talk about Mars and Pluto and the roles that they play within this eclipse. So the ruler of this eclipse is Mars and Pluto, because they are both rulers of Scorpio. And Mars and Pluto are in a very interesting dialogue within the skies at the moment. It's like there's some kind of if you think of Mars, which is the planet of ego, and Pluto is the planet which makes decisions based on what's right or what's true, or the real sort of truth and calling and soul reality of something. And so it's like there's some kind of integration going on with those two planets at the moment. It's like when it comes to actions, making stuff happen. So do you just kind of go for it and be really impulsive, or do you step back and kind of consider, is this something I really truly want? Am I really invested in this? Can I do this? And that's where sort of Pluto comes in. It's reminding yourself that you don't just have to be doing. It's okay to kind of step back and to mull over a decision and make the decision based on what's right for you and your soul and your spirit. So this is another important theme going on. So let's go into the zodiac signs. And you can also look at your rising sign as well, because rising signs and sun signs will both work very well when it comes to these horoscopes. So for Aries, now this eclipse is happening in your 8th house. On an astrological level, that is the house of Scorpio. So this is really mega transformative for you. It's all about really releasing something and opening up to something new, deepening bonds, deepening a relationship, letting go of something. It's a very, very, very transformative time for you, Aries. And Taurus, it's your close partnerships that are undergoing a transformative shift right now. It could be new life breathed into something existing, or kind of reviving something on a relationship level, business partnership, that kind of thing. Either way, however this manifests, because remember with astrology, it's like being a weather forecast. I can give you the weather conditions, but really, ultimately, you have choice in terms of what you decide to do with it. So I'm just giving you some possible scenarios, but obviously it's going to be very different depending on each person and the how the actual degree of this eclipse, which is 2 degrees Scorpio, interacts with the rest of your chart. And if anyone wants deeper readings, based on their actual time, date and place of birth, and then I am also available to do that. But moving on to Gemini, it's your work, health and day-to-day routines that are being illuminated by this new moon eclipse. So there's some adjustments needed, whether that's exercise regimes, or whether this is just some kind of like working change going on in your life. But whatever the scenario, it's a new beginning. It's like starting a fresh start. For the sign Cancer, this is all about your joy and creativity, your inner child, maybe children in your life. It's about fueling those passions of you within you, really feeling your heart, feeling your bliss and finding that happiness. For Leo, it's all about home and family, and there's a big change there, you know, whether that's uprooting in some way or something coming out of the blue within for home, family or community. That's where it's all happening for you right now, Leo. Virgo, the eclipse is in your third house of thinking, projects, writing, all of those mercurial things. So more than likely you'll be very busy with an important new project of some kind. Libra, this for you is all about your value system. What do you truly value, Libra? You know, it's decision-making time for you. There's something important starting in your life, and there's something that you're going to have to really make that important decision about, and finding security and comfort are your priorities in life right now. And your values, they all go through metamorphosis. Knowing, you know, what attachments are holding you back, what needs to be preserved, this kind of thing. Scorpio, well, Scorpio, the eclipse in your sign, this is time for reinvention, shedding a brand new skin, a new cycle of growth and structuring. You know, things that are emotionally empowering for you, you know, the role that you play in the world, and how you can shine brighter than you currently do. Sagittarius, it's all about listening to those messages in your dreams, following your intuition. This solar eclipse lights up your unconscious, so it's a very meditative time for you. It's a spiritual time. It's time to take stock of stuff and connect to your source of wisdom, and tune into that collective unconscious. Capricorn, this new moon eclipse is in your house of friends, associates, groups. This is where all the new starts and revivals, as well as possible endings, are happening. So focus on your hopes and wishes and set your intentions. Aquarius, it's all about new developments at work, whether that's a new job or a change in terms of your work schedule. And there's lots of change brewing this eclipse season. And you can release those fears that have been holding you back from achieving your dreams and connecting to your soul purpose. Pisces, this new moon eclipse falls in the area of your chart relating to soul searching. It's all to do with soul connectedness. This is a great time for anything to do with publishing, traveling, education, and just in your own way expanding your horizons in whatever way that means for you. So there you go, guys. I will be back regularly doing these horoscopes and forecasts. So do be sure to tune in again next time, and you can listen to next month's forecasts. And my website is nataliedelahaye.com. Take care. Bye-bye.